tape of Dad's funeral. He died on the 6th of April 1995 with Pete and Trace next to him, and it shows you a bit of the service, and it shows you where we buried him after he was cremated, and then it's got a little bit about me and my friend Vicky on our bike ride around Lake Taupo. Vicky.
Oh, how exciting!
Lake Taupo, and Chris has put a few funny little bits in that are quite funny, but probably not. What else, Chris, is that on?
They'll be funny.
About his funeral, he died on the 6th of April, and with Pete and
everyone, and welcome to the service. We come here today to pay tribute to the life of Baden Dix, to say our last goodbyes to him, and to support one another in our loss. Whether we knew Baden as a husband, father, father-in-law, papa, granddad, brother, brother-in-law, uncle, other relative, army mate, RSA member, a valued person in the community of Huria, or simply a good friend, we know that we are saying goodbye today to someone who has touched our lives in many different ways. And of course, for his family and his close friends, he has touched their lives very deeply indeed. As well as family and friends of Baden, we have here friends of family, here to support the family in their time of loss. We are a huge gathering of people, and I think that this in itself is an expression of the affection and warm regard that Baden and his family are held by so many. To the family, we want to express to you our deepest sympathy in the loss of one who has been such a special and important part of your lives for so long. Baden's death, the sudden nature of his death, has caught us all unprepared and left us feeling somewhat stunned in our grief. It's hard to believe that he is no longer with us, and it's going to take some time to really come to terms with the fact that he is gone. And we're going to need to help one another through this difficult time of grieving. But we come not only because Baden has died, but also because he lived. And in this service today, we want to gather up the memories that he leaves us. And he leaves behind so many good memories, memories which bring a smile to our faces and a warm glow to our hearts. Now the music which is being played is some favourite music of Baden's, chosen by his family. It's very fitting that the service is being held here in the Titirangi RSA club rooms, because Baden was a member of this club. He came here frequently and enjoyed himself here with his mates and with other people. Now, the entire service, including the words of committal, will take place in these rooms. Then, after the service, you are invited to stay behind for a time of sharing together over refreshments. Now, at the back, there is a remembrance book. If you have not put your name in this book, could you remember to do so afterwards? The family would like to have a record of those who have been able to come to the service today. I've chosen 3 brief readings. Sometime at eve when the tide is low, I shall slip my moorings and sail away, with no response to the friendly hail of the kindred craft in the busy bay, in the quiet hush of the twilight pale when night stoops down to embrace the day and voices call or the waters flow. Sometime at eve when the tide is low, I shall slip my moorings and sail away. Huria, where Baden lived, I think is one of the most beautiful places in Auckland, and I like to go out there, especially to stand on the lookout there and just look over the bay. On your way out to Huria, just off Huria Road, there is a memorial to some person who lived there many, many years ago. I think the family name is Spraggs. And on this memorial are inscribed these words, "Gone West." They speak of dying in a curiously comfortable way of going west. It seems to me to be the most beautiful and apt phrase I have ever heard. Out of this clangour into the blessed quiet, out of this murk into the golden sunset, and the place beyond the sunset where God is all. And some words that Baden himself might have written for us today. If I should go before the rest of you, break not a flower nor inscribe a stone, nor when I'm gone speak in a Sunday voice, but be the usual selves that I have known. Weep if you must, parting is hell, but life goes on, so sing as well. And finally, a verse from the great poet William Wordsworth. The best portion of a good man's life, the little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and of love. Now, last Thursday afternoon, I sat with Baden's family just over there preparing for today's service. And for most of this time, we reflected upon Baden's life, the man he was, the things that he did. And I must say that this was a most enjoyable and even entertaining time as we remembered Baden's life. And from this time of sharing and reminiscing, I've put together a brief tribute to his life, which is now my privilege to present to you on behalf of his family. Then, after I have spoken, an opportunity will be given to anyone here who so wishes to say a few words or share a memory. Baden Dix was born in Otahu, Auckland, on the 24th of January 1927. He was one of a large family, and of the original family, 3 are still living: Willie, Hilda and Zilma, who are all at our service today. Now, Dix is an unusual name, spelt D-I-X. It's actually a French name. So Baden's family tree would trace his ancestry back to France. Baden grew up in Mercer. His parents owned a farm there. Now, when he was 18 months old, the family told me something that happened in his life. His parents would buy golden syrup in bulk in 5-pound tins. And one day, young Baden got hold of a tin of the syrup and tipped it all over himself. In fact, he looked like a toffee apple. Quite a sticky mess he must have been. As a boy, he worked on the farm. He had a happy childhood as part of a large family, even though the family was not blessed with an abundance of material things. He attended the Mercy Primary School, went through to Standard 6. He started work at 14. In 1942, at the age of 15, he went to Whangerei, eventually getting a job there as a driver with the Whangerei Transport Company. Now, he was close on 10 years with Whangerei Transport Limited, and I actually saw a reference that was written for him after his 10 years of service. His employers said, Baden was an excellent employee, capable of doing really well any work entrusted to him. He is an excellent driver with mechanical ability, conscientious and hard-working. Now, it was whilst Baden was living and working in Whangerei that he met Pat McKinnon. Baden was 19 years of age when he and Pat married. They were married in Christchurch, Whangerei on the 30th of March 1946. In 1950, Baden joined the Territorials, and this involved attending weekend camps, taking his daughter Diane for rides in the Bren gun carrier, and generally playing soldiers. In fact, he used to say that he was in the SAS, Saturday and Sunday Soldiers. In November 1942, he took a big further step and joined the regular force. And this necessitated his moving to the Waihuru camp. He was 7 years in Waihuru. He loved army life, and in his spare time he would go deer stalking in the ranges nearby. In 1959, he was still in the army. He came to Auckland, and with his family, Baden lived in an army home in Mount Wellington. He was with the Royal New Zealand Army Service Corps driving military vehicles. In time, he became a driving instructor, attaining the rank of Staff Sergeant. When Baden retired from the Army in 1973, He worked in the general store at Whangerei by the hot pools. Now, this particular store sold fish and chips, and Baden was very proud of the fish and chips that he made. One day, an Englishman bought some fish and chips and returned to the shop and said, "This fish is rotten." "No, it's not," was Baden's instant response, and he took a piece of the fish and bit a chunk out of it. "This fish is fine, nothing wrong with it. Trouble with you Poms, you don't know good food when you see it." And he gave the piece of fish back with the bite missing from it. And the Englishman walked out of the shop absolutely flabbergasted, as you can imagine. From the general store at Whangerei, Baden's next move was to open up a homemade pie shop in Devonport. He called these Baden pies, and at one stage he would be making 150 dozen meat pies a day. So they were great pies. They actually had meat in them. His next venture in the workaday world was becoming a publican at the East Tamaki Tavern. After Tamaki, he went to Takaroa, to Timberland's Hotel, then Brian Brew, which is an old pub in Thames. His last working position was with Lion Nathan as a relieving manager around the Auckland pubs. As we reflect upon Baden's working life, you will agree it certainly was different, diverse, varied, and interesting. Now, Baden was the father of 4 children: Diane, Gordon, known as Traves, Jennifer, and Peter. Trevor, Marie, Chris, and Sandra had become part of the family, and Baden was pop granddad to 8 grandchildren: Erin, Melita, Erin again, Andrew, Julie, Zane, Renee, and baby Brenton. And he was a very young great-grandfather to his great-granddaughter Hannah. That must be Hannah there, is it? No? I don't know whether she's here today. But he was a great-grandfather at 68. Now, he was good with little kids, especially good little kids, and he was always Santa Claus at Christmas functions when his children were younger. Traves remembers when he was 6 years of age, going to one of the Army children's Christmas parties. His dad had left earlier saying he had to go to work, so he said, and Traves sat on Santa's knee, and he said, "You're my dad." "No, I'm not, I'm Santa." "But you've got my dad's watch on." There was no fooling young Traves. In 1978, Baden and Pat moved out to Huria to live. They bought a little cottage by the sea in Foster's Bay. Idyllic. And Baden loved living there. He also loved that beautiful place, Huria. He owned a boat on a mooring, and he would take this boat out onto the Manukau harbour and fish. He caught an abundance of fish over the years, and his smoke room was used not just for the fish that he caught, but also for the fish that the locals caught. He was a well-known character out at Huria, and the community won't be quite the same without him. Now, as we look at some of the special possessions of Baden's, which are on and around the coffin, a fishing reel, a rifle, other things, we can see that he was very much an outdoors person who enjoyed outdoors activities. I've mentioned fishing. When he was younger, he was very much into rowing. That was in Mercer and Whangerei. Deer stalking, duck shooting, provided him with a lot of good moments and a challenge. Baden was a keen gardener growing vegetables and flowers. He grew an abundance of vegetables, giving a lot of them away. His favourite flowers were marigolds and pansies, which are very colourful and reliable growers, which seldom...
Okay, as you can see, on the newsreader now, Dad's funeral, the thing taped off saying didn't realise that, do I look in the TV?
No, you look at...
I thought I would tell you about a great athlete. During the bays, Dad had run 3 kilometres and had collapsed there. We all reckon he was watching the cute little butts in front of him, and it was all too much. Out of the 80,000 people who ran with Dad, as we decided it was Dad's race, the man who stopped to help him, we have since found out, he is the dear friend of Sandy's late brother-in-law. We all reckon it is a real small world. Dad was rushed to Auckland Hospital, where he was later identified through his registration number. I think he would have preferred dog tags, being army and all. Dad would have loved the idea of all the drama, and to top it off, mentioned on nationwide TV news. Even though he couldn't speak, he still managed to get his bit in. Dad had had a massive aneurysm. No, it wasn't the run that caused it, it was a disaster waiting to happen. The nurses were excellent, and we were sure Dad's grunts were, "Wow, let me loose." It was sad seeing such an active man fighting for his life, and trust me, he fought to the end. I have a lifetime of memories, some good, some not so good. One that springs to mind was Dad was an excellent dancer. He could dance well, almost as good as Fred Astaire. Another one of my memories is Dad whistling. Whenever we went out there, he always greeted us by a whistle. I believe there are always positive things in life. Dad brought 3 to me this week. 1, I lost 6 pounds. 2, I could talk to him and he couldn't answer back. And 3, he brought Diane, Trace, Peter and I together. We hadn't been together for a long time. So that's basically what I sort of said, and it was followed by a very good friend of Dad's, Richie Kenty, who proceeded to say how Dad had actually saved his life, which was really new to us because we didn't know that Dad had done this when they lived in Whangerei. One of my cousins, Trevor Dix, got up and spoke and actually saluted Dad in the end because he was one of his greatest uncles. It was a bit of a hard case. Traves got up and spoke some words which were very moving and touched everybody. My brother-in-law Trevor got up as well and he spoke highly of Dad and had a few little comic things to say. A man from the RSA who had known Dad for a long time and was in the army with Dad, he got up and spoke of Dad. So that was really, it was quite a moving service, and I think it was about an hour and a half in the end, which we were all quite surprised. But and we were really thrilled with the service, and where we had it behind Dad's coffin, and we did a collation of photographs and lots of memory things that were quite hard case. People really enjoyed looking at those. Okay, we're going to show you we put Dad's ashes in left them in the box. We let him come out, we took him out of his bedroom and we took them out the back and showed him his smokehouse and generally did the grand tour before we actually placed his ashes under his Spahuta kava tree, which he planted a few years ago. The tree was actually given to Mum and Dad, and Dad always, used to look at his little Pahuta kava tree when he was doing his fish. So the day was really, really nice. So we had real horrible weather right up until last Monday when we buried Dad's ashes on Queen's birthday weekend. So it'll be called Dad's birthday weekend instead of Queen's birthday weekend now. But just as we were buried him, the sun came out and it was still and it was high tide and the wind had dropped.
Oh no, introducing Paul Henderson.
Oh, all came out here.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Crazy.
So, Chris says, don't, gotta get the toll plaza right first, the toll gate. Oh.
Good coffee, man.
Oh, you got your locks. Oh, for the doors, one wrecking the place. Okay. Hold on. Who's that? Who's that? Quite big, eh?
What?
The parcel's quite big. You should have him out here.
We'll do a check, put it in. Otherwise, if you jump on it and push it down with that boot.
Yeah, he might like to sit and look at his feet for a while.
I suppose I better get there then.
I hope that's some of the time doing you down there.
I've written a little poem for Dad.
Yes.
Okay, so a lot of the pictures are heavy. It seems real strange when we come to Foster's Bay, when we don't see you pop your head out and say g'day. We know you love this place, I was told, but everyone misses your heart of gold. We still can't understand why you had to go so fast, because Papa Bear, you're meant to last. We knew you would like to be near your favourite old net, also to watch the beautiful coloured sunset. We wanted you near us, right by the sea, so we could plant you. When you got your precious computer power tree. We know this will when you will come back, but we will be real sad. And just remember, we love you there.
Someone else got some words to say, Pete? Fond memories? Ryan? Oh, it's one of his favourite spots, actually. It should be noted that the wind died at the turn of the tide. One of his favourite sayings. Not too much. Come on, the Heldy's right there, Sydney. I've had to do this. Something about phase 3, but I don't think it's
You could have heard, we had a fly past, we were in Auckland International Airport and they put a fly past just as I was reading the poem. That would have been the Qantas flight flying to Australia. So I'll just read you the poem just so that it's clear, and I did put a bit of thought into it. Okay, it's called Dad. It seems real strange when we come to Foster's Bay, but when we don't see your head at... What? I'll start again.
Put your foot down there, that affects the focus.
Sorry. Okay, I'll start again. It seems real strange when we come to Foster's Bay, when we don't see you pop your head out and say g'day. We know you love this place, I was told, but everyone misses your heart of gold. We still can't understand why you had to go so fast, because Papa Bear, you are meant to last. We knew you would like to be near your favourite old net, also to watch the beautiful sunsets. We wanted you near us, and right by the sea, so we thought we'd put you by your precious Pahutakawa tree. Although we know this will make you really happy, we'll be real sad, but just remember, we loved you, Dad. So that was my little poem. Chris is going to get a brass. After match function, they were all drinking Dad's homebrew, which he had made the week before that he actually died. And Reg actually put a little bit of homebrew in the hole before, and a little bit of homebrew of Dad's on the top. And the red rose that Sandra put in with Dad was one that Dad had actually grown himself. And whenever the wind used to come up, Dad used to pick all the roses and take them inside and put them in a vase for Sandra. So Chris is going to actually get a plaque made. We'll put a little something, the words out of the poem on it. And we'll have that as a memorial tree, and I think that would be what Dad would have liked to be near us all. So we all thought of you when we were there. And that's about all.
Now we'll have a little look at the after-match function.
It didn't really get down to be a humdinger, but
Well, it was a Monday.
was a Monday.
Yeah.
And it was, I had a gin, had Dad's gin bottle. I thought I'd drink gin, because I usually drink rum.
This is why I want to be scattered. I did with that.
Yeah, we can be a bit of a road.
No, well, we didn't go as far as
Couldn't be better road.
well, everything.
Another cake?
It's not bad. Well, people on the shore have it. Yeah. Oh, it must be quite good then.
I bet you they don't have little children.
Well, they have had little children. Now those little children are having little children.
We taught them
Good children, really.
I'm so talented.
That's what it is. Yeah. And then young Neil arrived from Robbie's place. Oh, right. Warren and Fresno Hughes arrived. Where the hell they came from, I don't know. They shifted from there. They was like that. Then we raised that crowd that they're...
What are you doing on the deck, Scruff? It's a dogless deck.
We brought that up Derry Road. Derry Roll and Mould. Oh, yeah, mould, yeah. The hairdresser. Yeah. Tommy. I took the kids out one year and they changed it.
Bill?
No, I did here.
Very nice.
Very nice.
This makes me just...
It's chilly. I didn't think the wind was blowing you right there.
I saw it. It snuck around here.
Right there.
What's that dog sniffing that tree?
Standing between his last feet. It's only stamping his last respect.
I do wonder which kitchen that was made out of.
I know, videos. There's a good boy.
Where's Grant?
Oh, it's nice out the front. He's out
No,
the
no,
front.
tell him there's some food here. No, don't tell me.
Yes. They'll come and eat it.
It's a shame.
Oh no. We could have had that for dessert.
Quick, put the lid back on.
On the tree.
Oh.
Great concentration, isn't he, mate?
Is Johnny up fishing?
Yeah, I thought he'd been here by now. He said he'd
Oh, he
been
heard
here
it.
long.
He heard food.
Hopefully the
Who, Grant?
Yeah.
Hope you haven't got the video camera on there. Let's
Hey?
make fish the day
Don't you have
after
the video camera on?
Dan's funeral.
When?
They drop the whole of
Saying
this
that.
year and trays and pack with just the baby sister came to the wedding.
You stayed with her for a week or 2 weeks.
Look what's happened to you.
And when I came back from the States after Diane looked after Renee, she said, she really loves Trevor. She really prefers Trevor,
To what?
her father. Well, we've sold our house. So do we want me to sell it?
That's not very entertaining.
Sold the house. We're going to build up the hill. It all happened in a bit of a rush. But we thought, life's so short. We better get on and do something about it. So we're moving. It's up the road about, if you want to be accurate, you better ask Chris, but I'd say about a kilometre up the hill. I'm putting away the vegetable roast lamb tonight. Might have a nice to feed the hungry people. Like that?
The what?
The hungry people. It's the fridge. There's old Westy and Pete baby. And who else did we meet over there? Oh, the old sister. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Oh, the wee baby. The wee baby. And who else? Can't remember. No, I'm googling on about. It's a cat. Kids are out. Zane's working at McDonald's. Renee's studying French around at her friends. So there's only Ma and Pa kettle. We've got this amazing roast. I'll show you the roast. Roast, dear. Show them the roast. Roast lamb. Oops. Can you see it?
Mm.
Roast lamb. Mm.
In the winter time. So it's so bloody winter you can't see.
Dessert.
Chocolate pud.
I'm not making chocolate pudding.
Right. Hush, hush, hush. Right, what we're doing here is we're gonna fill the tape up with
What are you taping looking like that?
what does it look like?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It looks awful.
I'm looking downhill.
Yeah, but all your faces when you think about the gravity.
That's better. What we're going to do is fill the tape up with what we've got on some of our camera tapes, and hope there's something of interest there that might sort of keep you occupied for a couple of hours. So stand by, you're in for all sorts of things. Not that many controls. To Taupo, when was it? October?
Yeah.
October last year, when Jenny did a 160k bike ride round Lake Taupo. So I'll give you a quick peep of that first.
Coming in the last 20 or 30 k's.
Just to pace yourself and then give it a real ripper at the end, eh?
Yeah, sweep up the hill, yeah. I'm quietly confident, of course. Quietly confident.
Now what happens here was I was filming the start like that, and I would have been there for 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, well that many bikes went past waiting for the trio to come along, and Paul went past and then Vicky and Jenny, and just as they went past I switched the camera off instead of switching it on, so I actually missed that, and consequently I let them sort of get a couple of hours away around the lake, and then I set out to find them. But they knew where the course was and I didn't, so I actually got lost in the bush for a while and then caught up with them, how far would that be? 60 k's through it?
Oh no, not 60.
Yeah, I caught up with them about 60 k's, they'd been going for about 60 k's. So just bear with us now, we take off across the northern side of the lake while I try and find out where they are. And believe me, when you see 2,000 cyclists going past you, it's hard to try and pick out who you're really looking for in the crowd. And I've been driving for an hour, got lost 3 times, and finally think I'm on the right road, but there's not a bloody biker in sight. But we'll go on. Nice bit of... Thought I saw something, but I mustn't have. Obviously I've been shortcutting. It's Vix! Right there! As it works out, I obviously took the wrong road. And somewhere up here is Vix. Here she is. Victoria!
So you can't eat
I got lost. I've only just come out that road. So I don't know, is she behind?
Well, I don't know, I stopped at pedals and she might have gone past me.
Oh, right.
Just up ahead.
Is he? He might know. How's it feel? How's it feel? So we're going to find Paul. Here he is.
Fishing save hundreds on game fishing rods and footwear save hundreds.
Come on, 1381! Yes!
What's that?
Oh yeah, here she is.
They have a great variety of top line healthy roses from $16.50 to $18.95.
Hey dearie!
Roses at $30. They also have patio and
How's it?
standard roses and a huge range of perennial.
They're all just within 100 metres of you.
Nurseries at the end of the street.
Nah, she's behind you. Yeah. She stopped for a pedal.
Oi!
Oh, there he is! Didn't recognise the blue hat. Yeah, you're all within about 50 metres of each other. Bit of a nasty looking spot up here.
It's just about a complete meal in itself. It is made fresh every day. It contains absolutely no preservatives and concentrate.
On the western side of the lake, really way out in the country. I'll wait and see if we can spot them from here. And the old sheep think they're in the race too. And they're winning. And now here's the real keen bunch. Got the trailers. Hey! Look at that! Actually, this is the biggest hill on this side, Vix.
This isn't even a hill.
This is down.
I'll get another one if you like.
I'm just going to wash my hands.
Smell off that lady there.
The only thing that's down.
That's bloody impressive, mate.
Piece of pin. Is this the big hill, is it?
Yeah. One more to go to the lookout. Go, Vix.
Hey?
There's one more hill to the lookout and then it's down to Turangi. One more hill to go to the lookout. The leaders are already there, by the way.
I think I'm in the right bunch. Yep, there's Paul. Here they come.
Bit hot down here.
Now at about 130 k's, 30 odd to go. This is the sort of scenery you can expect on these rides. Just sort the bloody focus out. How's it feeling?
Oh, that's all.
You're not far to go. Now we sit and wait just at the bottom of the last big hill. Hard to say, but I'm picking that's young Vic's.
I just need another bottle.
Right. Keep on going. We'll just do a quick zoom up, but we might catch Vic's. Don't listen to her, Vix, you're beating her. There they go.
That's what you call a hill.
That's got a bit of grit, that, mate.
Keep going, dearie. It's the last one. Have a swim after this and complete the triathlon. Bloody Paul's hitting the bottle a bit. You're hanging off that bottle pretty heavy. Come on, sprint to the finish! Well done, dearie. Now what's your plans for next year's ones, Victoria?
Yeah, I'll be back next year. I'll be support crew.
I'll be on that side of the camera. Yes.
Well not.
I won't be going.
What do you want now? Leave it. What do you want?
Oh, big double McMuffins.
No, we're having...
Wonder if we'll get to look at all the pictures.
Yeah.
Hey man, these dogs come in for his free bloody.
Photos.
No? I'd like to take the car closer.
So would I. I don't trust these people. Can't see.
Look at that. What do you think of that?
And now for the Sunday Survey aches and pains. At the Whangerei. Welcome to Waikiki. Waika.
Thank you.
Waikite. It must be Waikite, that's how they say it, eh?
Thank you.
Yeah, I should have really taken today off, but it's such an effort to do that change. I've got to work Friday.
Wow, Brenton! I don't think I'd use this, but it's much easier to use.
Oh no, it's Chris, it's he's in focus.
Am I out of focus?
Here's another card.
Do you want me to get me something to do a salt test on this?
Where are they? Yeah, there we are. Yummy!
Very nice.
Look at all the pepper on that, Brian.
Oh, so leave it in. Put it in here.
Here's Brian. Here's another unadulterated one for you.
Thank you, Squire. That's
Get it.
that's what I like.
Get it and get out. Eat it and beat it.
Good?
Actually, that one was off, wasn't it, Logan?
Now we're going to watch tonight. All that does is put the light behind him and it's going to put more of a shadow.
Look at his face. Hello.
Yeah, it is. I still haven't got enough light.
Well,
Can't
you'll
quite
turn
see
around
ya.
so he's facing that way and you're over here. So
the light's behind you.
Face.
We'll do a special cake that got wrinkles.
Cup of tea? Hey? Yeah. I don't know what they did with the new tape that come with the camera, but it's been hidden.
They put that thing on it, haven't they?
No, they can't take
Oh,
one or the other.
Oh, poo!
Brenton doing number 2s.
Brrrt.
Oh, video as well. Poor child.
His
Can
face.
you lost the books?
Hi, Smarty. Where are you?
Brian cooks breakfast.
I like to keep up the family tradition.
That's really what made you
His face.
Oh, look at the face of it.
Sit there. Yeah, bright and serious.
Look at him, he's really...
No, we're doing an Anguillas, are we?
No, we're doing a poo's nana.
Oh,
Like the new seat out the sides.
Yeah.
can't.
Oh, yes. Drain.
I know, we're all helping you, honey, so it
I
should
do
be a lot
that.
easier.
I do that, darling.
You need some Normacold.
Yeah, we've got to put an ad in here.
Finished?
Stand up and do it.
Now if I squirm around, I can get it everywhere.
What's Natalie found? Something nice.
Yummy.
I'll give you my other birthday presents for you.
Exactly, Natalie.
Come on, Marvin.
Come over here, bud.
And one second.
It's mushy.
Yeah, the TV's that turn. Yeah, well, they could have
You're
a little-
remoting the TV, you're remoting the video and the turntable.
Yeah, you need to make a little unit that the camera will sit on and it's just have a little motor in it, and maybe a little bit of tilt, get it up and down.
Oh, for God's sake, you're making a time thinking about it.
Yeah, well, if they had a much busy here.
You want TV? We could watch people if they don't want to watch us on TV now.
They actually don't talk. Oh, you ridiculous.
Right, the last little bit was from Jeanette and Brian's up in Whangerei when we went up.
Lynette.
Lynette. Yeah, I mean Lynette. And Brian up in Whangerei when we went up for their real ripper dipper. Paid off the mortgage house party. And as you can see, it was one of our rather wet wintry days in Whangerei. And a nice little shot there, I thought of Brenton doing his number 2s in the old bitty pants. That's about all we're going to put on for now anyway, and I don't know there's much left on the film.
Stop it, you two.
So we'll get this bundled up and packaged off and sent over to you. And I'll just finish off this little line red and enjoy it. It's your great Australian wine cooler. What do they call them? Stubby cooler. Full of little surprises.
Say goodbye. What do you want me to say? Zane's working at McDonald's and we won the cup.
And we're going to win the rugby.
We're going to win the rugby tonight. We're playing. Not allowed to pack. I've just remembered to pack. This pack's going to get cold. I've already fed it, but it's still hungry, so I'll feed it again. I haven't really got any news. These cats. They're hungry. Yes, you're always hungry. I've already fed them. Obviously, their brain isn't ready. We're now home in a minute. Vicky's coming for dinner because her husband is working tonight. We're going out, so they're going to come and have a little roast lammy with us. Yes, so they are. Here we go. One for one. Over there, Josh. You've got the pretty plate. Here we are. Oh, shut up. This cat's like a ferocious lion. Okay. Is that all, dear?
Yep.
Come here, come here, come here. Hey, come here, puss, puss. Come here, come here. You know that he's gonna bite you.
It's dinner at